Hello. What's up? My name's Paul, and I'm a Lyft driver. And I'm an Uber driver, too. But I want to talk to you about getting your rating up. Is your rating down? Do people not like you? Do you have a problem with other people? Well, no. It's not me. It's not me. It was them. It was them. They're an a-hole, or they're a bad word. Lyft and Uber, being rated by everybody you meet a 5-star is a pretty tough experience. And, just imagine you worked at McDonald's and every single time somebody ordered a Big Mac or a cheeseburger, they would 5-star you or 1-star you. That'd be a different type of McDonald's. That'd be a whole different type of world. So being an Uber or Lyft driver, you have just opened up a new can of worms. Totally new. This is totally crazy. I'm going to be rated by everybody. Now, I've done like over 1,000 of these. I think over 1,300 of these. I'm used to being rated. Okay, but it took me a long time. It took me at least 6 months to feel like that was normal. I felt like it was an invasion of my own self-worth. I felt like I couldn't handle it. So if you're out there and you're feeling like you can't handle it, I totally feel you. After doing 1,300 of them or whatever, I feel like the main thing is being a really crisp, awesome driver who can use their app really fast and just knows the roads really well. That's really important. But besides that, it's about relating to people. Or slightly relating to them. Getting in with them as much as you can before you get them out of your car. And are you doing it for a tip? Are you doing it for your rating? Are you doing it because you want that personal reflection on your own self-worth? Do you want to see how other people rate you? Or do you feel like their rating of you is a reflection on themselves? Well, that's kind of how I feel. I feel like if they rate me poorly, then they're just rating themselves poorly. And that's how cocky I've become. My rating right now is only a 4.85. But I feel like if I drove 9 people around, that with Lyft at least, that I know if one of them rated me below 5 stars, that I would know which one it was. And one way to figure it out would be to look at who didn't tip you. The person who tipped you didn't rate you low. That's just impossible. So it was somebody that you didn't relate too well with, I would think. So, I usually try to think of the person I was the quietest with, who I really didn't say anything to. Maybe they were a couple and they were talking, or for some reason I just wasn't in that mood to talk. I didn't see my opening. That's probably the one who gave me the low rating. But then again, I could be wrong. And this is just a reflection on my own personal inner being. Another way you can do it is to not really pay attention to it. Just be cool, continuously be cool. 5-star everybody who's in your car and not really get into it. Because it's going to fluctuate, and it's a waste of time to see that your rating. Mine went up from 4.88 down to 4.85. It's a waste of time because I already know that I can do another 5 rides really well and another 10 rides really well and get it back up. So another thing is to just not pay attention to it and just relax with it. Not really let it get to you. But with Lyft, the rating system is a lot stricter or a lot more. It varies more because they only average out of 100. They'll pass 100 rides, while Uber averages it out of 500 rides. So if you've done 500 rides with Uber, you're kind of safe. Each ride is only a fifth as weighted as it is with Lyft. With Lyft, each ride it has 5 times more weight, if you want to look at it that way. So Uber and Lyft differ in that respect. But I personally feel like dealing with drunk people really helps me maintain a good rating. It's so easy to deal with drunk people. They like the loud music. I have an auxiliary wire right here, so they can use that. And they can play their music, and they're happy about that. You can tell them about the phone charges. I don't give anybody water anymore. That's like the old days. I don't perfume down the car. I just roll. I just roll with the people, and I think they're happy about it. It's not a slow process. I'm not like, hello, sir, would you like some water? I don't act super professional. I start off pretty professional, and I just try to relate to the person from that point on. If they're not so professional, either am I. If they are, I'm slightly more professional. But the main thing is that I try to relate to people by first asking them how they're doing, knowing their name, And then as we're driving, just talk about something, bring something up. If you sense like they really don't want to talk to you, then that's a sign that you're going to get a low rating. But you just got to break that ice. At some point in the conversation, if there's no conversation yet, at some point you're going to be able to start the conversation. And another good thing to ask them is, I ask, are you from San Diego? That usually opens it up right there. I tell them where I'm from. I'm from New York. They're from, and that's usually enough right there. Talk about the city that you're in, say it's beautiful, and that's it. That's usually how most of the rides go. So to get your rating up, I think the main thing is relate to people. Find some commonality. Find something. Like, the guy's from New York, I'm from New York, we're in California, we do a little fist pump. Find some way to relate to them, some way to talk to them, some way to make them actually like you before they leave. And if that's like a really hard job for you, and you don't want to do it, you don't want to give a little bit of yourself to somebody else, you're a mute, you have no personality, you've never had one, you're not going to get one, then don't drive for Uber or Lyft. If you're just greedy and you're only out for yourself and you're only out to get your money and your objective, get that surge and speed there, and you're not going to get a good rating. At some point it's going to go down. People are going to see that you're greedy, you only care about yourself, you're not sincere, and they're going to one-star you. So that's what I think. I think being a cool person is the best way to get good ratings. Another thing is, if you're not getting good ratings all the time, don't worry about it, because you're not always going to get good ratings, because it's a reflection on them. If you have a 4.7, a 4.8, a 4.9, you're great. They have a problem. Trust me, it's not you. If you're able to relate to a person, they're not going to 4-star you for your other little mistakes that you might have made. They're not going to be zeroing in on that. They're going to be like, I like the guy. The guy was cool. Peace out. Another thing is work at night. During the day, there's traffic. There's pieces of dust in the car. There's stains on the seat. There's a lot. There's the oil on my face. Whatever it is, the oldness of my shirt. There's a lot of different things that might persuade somebody to rate you lower during the day than at night. At night, they can't even see the car that they're in. They have no clue. They're 80% of the time they're intoxicated, and they're just amazed that they got home in 7 minutes. So, what are my ratings right now? It doesn't matter, because I'm not really worried about it. But here they are, 4.86. Okay, it says I did what? That many rides. I don't know, you can read it. And then with Lyft, you can take my word for it, it's a 4.85. So it's slightly lower. It was a 4.88 earlier today. So someone didn't like me, or two people didn't like me today. But who cares, It's just something that keeps on constantly changing, constantly going up or down. And tell you the truth, I don't remember who was in my car last night. So it's 4.85. See, I told you. And they say that's awesome, because that's Lyft. So should you offer waters? Hell no. You shouldn't offer waters. The rate right now is 90 cents a mile. And, by the time you get your cut out of it, it's probably 65 cents a mile. You don't have enough money to give anybody free waters. Thanks, guys.